Let me start off this video by saying, I'm obviously going to have a bias. I love Spider-Man. I've loved him since I was a kid. I have many reasons for liking him, but one of those main reasons is that he's made so many people happy. From moviegoers, people dressing up like him, to just plain fans. Which asks the question, just how popular is the web slinger? Is he the most popular hero of all time? Well, I'm here to answer that with a plain yes. Not just by facts, but by morals. Let me explain. Well, now that we got that out of the way, let's get started. For starters, Spider-Man is in 3 of the highest grossing superhero movies of all time: Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, and Spider-Man No Way Home. And with Spider-Man No Way Home being a solo film for the legendary hero, this is a pretty big achievement. It's made well over $1 billion, and only superheroes that are able to do this were Black Panther, Iron Man, Captain America, Aquaman, Captain Marvel, and Batman in the respective highest to lowest in box office earnings. You might be yelling at your screens at me saying stuff like, well, if all these superheroes made over $1 billion, what makes Spider-Man so special? I'd like to argue for the fact that it's all the fans he's made happy in his movies. Do you really see people screaming at their screens over an Aquaman movie or a Captain Marvel movie? No, I didn't think so. You say, well, what about Batman and Superman? Well, Batman is barely in this box office with $1 billion, and Superman's not even there. So, I'd like to argue that Spider-Man does better in the movie genre by a mile, especially since he's appeared in the most movies out of any other superhero. Spider-Man has been able to affect people in other ways than just money sales as well. He's also been able to change their lives in acting. For example, Tobey Maguire. His first few movies were really poor reviewed. For example, The Wizard with a 6.1 out of 10 from IMDb and a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. But right after the box office success Spider-Man 2002, his next film, Seabiscuits, would go on to see a 3 out of 10 from IMDb and a 78 on Rotten Tomatoes. And his career has never stopped ever since then, being in box office hits like The Boss Baby and Spider-Man No Way Home, which is technically after his Spider-Man career, so I'd count it as a movie. Well, you might say, well, Tobey Maguire's just a one chance. Well, I'd say you're wrong, because Tom Holland also had the exact same thing happen to him. In his movie, The Heart of the Sea, the one right before his debut in Spider-Man, it received a 43 on Rotten Tomatoes. But the film right after Captain America Civil War, Tom Holland's debut, The Lost City of Z, got an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a pretty big increase from 43. Which shows a lot about these superheroes in general. Spider-Man is able to take risks because of how big of a superhero he is and hires smaller actors who don't have big roles. Meanwhile, characters like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and many, many more are just big actors who get to fill big roles because they're big actors. This shows Spider-Man isn't hired in just the movie's sake, but for the actors' lives and happiness. Spider-Man also isn't the biggest in the movie genre either, and also comics, having 2 of the top 5 comics sold in 2023, and 8 of the top 50 of that year as well. Sold in units, not dollars, might I add. Another point in Spider-Man's favor is that he's had top 3 of the 10 best-selling superhero comics of all time, with Amazing Spider-Man 1 2014, which is the 6th best-selling comic of all time, and The Amazing Spider-Man 583 2009, the 8th best-selling comic of all time, and Ultimate Spider-Man 1 2002, the 5th best-selling comic of all time. And Spider-Man has also made an appearance in 7 and the 3rd best-selling comic of all time, Secret Wars 2015 and Fantastic Four 60 2002. Which, side note, he didn't actually appear in that comic, but he was marketed alongside it with The Amazing Spider-Man issue 1, so kids can buy them both together for just about 10 cents. The famous web slinger has also overtaken the gaming world by a large margin, having about the best-selling game of superhero history, Marvel's Spider-Man, made by Sony and Team Insomniac, which is probably the gameplay you're seeing right now of that game. But Spider-Man has also had 3 of the best-selling games in the top 10. The only hero to do better than this is Batman with the free Arkham trilogy and the Lego Batman. But to counterclaim that, Spider-Man has also had more hype around his game, with the YouTube video of the reveal trailer for Marvel Spider-Man having 32 million views. Meanwhile, the most popular Arkham Knight trailer only having 16 million. which this shows Spider-Man is not only the most popular movies, most popular comics, but also the most popular games, proving that Spider-Man factually is the most popular superhero. But I'm not done yet, because I got one more reason why Spider-Man is the most popular superhero, and that's morally. Morally, Spider-Man was designed in a way to where anyone could be Spider-Man. So that way, all you gotta do is put on a costume, because there's a version of Spider-Man for you. No other superhero can compare to this. For example, Superman. There's Superman, Supergirl, Superboy, Superdog, and that's about it. But for Spider-Man, there's Peter Parker, Miles Morales, the first Black Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Pig, Spider-Wolf, Spider-Man Cooper Cullen, also known as the Web Weaver. He is the first ever gay Spider-Man, by the way. And there's so many others, which I could name off, but I don't think you want to sit here for an hour as I name off many versions of Spider-Man. Which, you might be saying, what's the point? What are you trying to make here? Sure, there's many different versions of Spider-Man, but what does that matter? Well, it matters to all the children, all the adults, all the fans out there that want to be Spider-Man. Because even if Superman's too muscular or Batman's too dark and brooding for you, there's some version of Spider-Man out there built for you to be your Spider-Man. And if there isn't, you can make one. He doesn't have a face, so you don't gotta worry about that. But it just proves that anyone can be Spider-Man. Your sister, your mom, your grandma, your little cousin, anyone. And as the famous Stan Lee said, the creator of Spider-Man, the creator of Marvel, as he said in the movie Into the Spider-Verse, it always fits. Eventually. Whew, that was a bit of a different video, but I think I'm trying to get more into the essay format. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you do, subscribe, like, comment, do all that to make you feel special. If you don't, that's okay too. There's no judgment here. But, as for always, this has been me, signing off. See you next time!
Yeah, yeah.